Welcome to this CAMS training module. To get the best viewing results, please select the settings icon and choose 1080p, and then click on full screen mode. In this training module, we'll show you how to set up client types in CAMS. Client types allows you to group assets into specific categories for the purpose of accurate billing. Grouping your assets within client types is a logical way to accurately and effectively charge bureaus within the CAMS system. As a side note, when we're talking about assets, these are things of value the client may want monitored, such as homes, businesses, boats, cars, vending machines, and so on. To begin, we need to launch the Admin Center menu. To do that, just double-click on the CAMS Administrator icon. Let's start by clicking on Edit and Bureau Setup. Let's click on one of the bureaus, Club Security, and then on the Billings tab. So for this bureau, Club Security, these are the client types and the corresponding monthly billing rate. Now, each individual bureau can have different billing rates applied to each client type. So let's take a look at this a bit further. We'll click on Setup and then Client Types. From within here, you can add and define as many client types as you wish for the purpose of grouping your monitored assets. We will show you how to add a new client type, but before we do that, let's take a quick look at how the billing is applied for each asset. So we'll go into Assets, then click on Asset Listing. Here we can see all of our monitored assets listed within the CAMS system. I'll select Jones Residence from the asset list. The client type applied to this asset is residential, and the bureau is General Alarm Company. If we allocate a different bureau to this asset, you can see the monthly billing rate changes. Just as a side note, all the dollar amounts mentioned in this tutorial are for training purposes only, thus they're fictional and do not necessarily reflect the standard billing rates. Let's now change the client type, and as you can see, again, the billing rate changes. Let's now add a new client type. So to do that, we'll go into Setup and click Client Types. As you can see here, we have one residential client type, but what if we need to add another client type that caters to larger, busier residential assets that we need to charge more for? Well, we simply add another client type by clicking New, and we can name it, for example, Residential Large, and click Save. Right, so let's go back into our bureau setup and into Club Security, being one of our bureaus in the CAMS system. Click on Billing Rates. And as you can see, Residential Large is now listed as a client type, but a billing rate has not as yet been applied. Normal residential is charged $5 per month, and let's say you want to charge $10 a month for Residential Large for this bureau. And I'll now click on a different bureau, General Alarms Company. Okay, so CAMS is asking if we want to save the changes we just entered for Club Security, so I'll click Yes. Now up here in the client type list, there is our new client type, Residential Large, for which we will apply $3 per month. So now we have a $1 a month charge applied to normal residential, and for large residential, $3 a month. So as you can see, it's quite easy to add new client types and enter individual billing rates to each one. Just a quick tip, if you want to propagate any new or updated monthly billing rates to all the assets within the CAMS system, simply click Restore Billing Rates for all assets, and then click Yes, and again, and the asset updates are then confirmed. So this is just a nice time-saving feature that you can use within CAMS. I'll save those changes. Let's now apply this new client type to an asset. So back in the asset list, we'll click again on the Jones Residence, and we can apply Residential Large to this asset. As you can see, the billing rate has now changed to $10 a month because this asset is linked with the bureau Club Security. Click Save if you want to save the changes. Now what you can do here is customize, or in other words, override the billing rate for this client type, Residential Large. Perhaps this asset has been a long-standing client and you want to give them a special rate, for example. So we can change the monthly rate down to $8.50 a month. So even though the default amount for this bureau is $10 a month for Residential Large, you can enter customized rates from within fixed assets. Okay, I'll now click Save. If we go up to the Status Settings tab, This area tells us how long the asset has been online as a customer. Billing is applied to assets at a monthly rate. However, for assets such as this one that have come online midway through the month, then the exact number of days they've been online are calculated by CAMS, and that percentage based on the monthly rate is generated. Similarly, for assets that go offline during the month, the same percentage calculation is automatically applied. So CAMS will accurately calculate the precise billing regardless of when an asset goes online or offline during the month.